Good morning. Hello and happy Sunday. I'm just going to give this a second to go live in the feed and just wait to make sure that things are working as they should. We'll get started in just a minute. If you are watching the replay, please hang in there with me just for a moment. Okay. I see that there are some viewers. Please do comment and say hello as you're jumping on. Tell me where you are watching from. I always love to know what parts of the world people are watching from. Good morning, Sonia. And if you have any trouble seeing or hearing me, please let me know so that I can adjust and troubleshoot. All right. So we will get started in just a moment. I am going to be making two super cute projects today, okay? So I don't know if any of you are really into making Halloween crafts. I'm not going to lie, before I started Stampin' Up, I wasn't really into making my own handmade treats, but once I started to play with the stamps, ink, and paper, it's just too fun not to. So good morning, Linda from BC. Good morning from Texas. My other friend, Linda. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Okay. Let me show you a little sneak peek of what I'm going to be making today, and then we are going to get started. So I'm going to show you two really quick and easy Halloween projects that you can do using just a few products. This is one. Now, it looks probably quite tiny on the screen, and I'm going to show it to you a little bit more close. And you know what? We're going to flip this right now. Okay, so here's one. Now, I'm not going to lie. We don't have any Halloween treats yet, okay? So I didn't even have treats to put in these packages. And any other little chocolates and things that we bring into the house do not last. So I didn't even have anything that's non-Halloween to be able to put in here because I've got two teenage boys. I myself have a sweet tooth. Nothing lasts in this house. But this is a cute little mini pocket envelope. And you can actually use this to also put gift card, like you can put gift cards in there. But I'm going to be featuring some Halloween products and showing you just some different packaging options for Halloween treats. Good morning, Barbara, Janice. Good morning, Deborah from Minnesota. Good morning, Cindy, Tammy, April. Good morning, all my friends. Welcome, welcome. I'm just showing you sneak peeks of what I'm going to be making today. Here is the second little cute Halloween treat I'm going to be showing you, and you will not believe how easy these are to make. So before we get started, let me introduce myself for those that are watching for the first time. I'm Zara Premji, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach from Markham, Ontario, Canada. And every Sunday morning, I like to come on and do a little crafting live stream where I share some really quick, easy, duplicatable ideas that anybody can make with just a few little products. And I also obviously sell the products, so I'm always happy to help people if they're trying to figure out where to start and what they might need. I'm always happy to provide personalized recommendations. Good morning, Carmen. Good morning, Brenda. Now I have to apologize. I still sound, if you've never heard me before, you probably don't know what I normally sound like, but I actually am still recovering from COVID. I caught it 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago today is when I came home from New Orleans and tested positive 2 days later. And I was starting to feel better last weekend. I cleaned my whole house. I did my live stream, all the things. And then it kind of took a turn again. So I am very congested, but I have more energy and I'm happy to be here with all of you. So please continue to tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Tell me also if you are crafting today. I want to know if you're making stuff, and we're going to get started really quickly. So I'm going to first show you the products in the catalog that I'm going to be using today. So like I mentioned, everything is available, and I will put a link to my online store in the description. If you just can't wait for me to do that, you can go to zarapremji.com and you will see that there is a link to my online store. Okay. I think my alarm might go off every 9 minutes because I had set an alarm for myself and then I hit the snooze button, and I really hope that this is not an issue, but I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, can I cancel that? Hang on. Let's see if I can swipe up. Okay. I don't know. I apologize if that snooze button goes off every 9 minutes, but as I was saying, you can certainly check my online store if you want to go and look in advance of what we are going to be using, but I'll show you the products in the catalog. So we have two main catalogs out right now. This is our annual catalog. This is like the thick It's got 184 pages. This is where you will find the majority of our basic tools. So trimmer, stamps, well, stamps in both catalogs, but our ink colors, cardstock colors, and then, like I said, a variety of basic tools, and then a wide array of papers and stamps and coordinating punches and dies and adhesives, all the things. So in here, we are going to be using two different products. One is our craft gift boxes. Okay, so that's on page 140. We have a variety of different packaging options, and I'm going to be using these craft gift boxes. You will not believe how easy they are to assemble, and they're a really good size. So they're about 4.5 by 6.5 by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so they're food safe. You can put lots of fun different treats or gifts in there. You could fit a nice pair of cozy socks in there, a large chocolate bar, all sorts of really good options for that. And then the other product we're going to be using on page 172 is the mini pocket envelope dies. If you live in Canada and you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like me to send you some catalogs, please feel free to send me a message or comment below, and I'll get in touch and get those out to you. So we are going to be using these pocket dies, mini pocket envelope dies. And then the product that we're going to be using in the holiday catalog is this bundle called Scary Cute. Okay, so the stamp set is called Scary Cute, and then the dies are called Scary Silhouettes dies. Okay, sorry, I'll move that down a little bit. So really cute little images, lots of fun little sentiments that have lots of kind of punny types of feels to them. Trick or treat, you're so sweet, Halloween happiness, say boo and scary on, love at first bite. So really cute. And then there are these little silhouette images of little kids dressed up in their Halloween costumes. And it's just a super cute stamp set. I couldn't resist it. So we're going to be using those two today. I'm going to first start by doing the little mini envelope treat package. Okay, and I'll show you the dies. They are so simple and easy to use, and what's really great about these is that you can get 4 of them out of one piece of designer series paper. So let me show you the paper we're going to be using. It's called Black and White Designs, and as soon as I saw the name, I knew I had to have it because I love any kind of paper that has black and white on it. I love the neutrals with a pop of color. So I'll just show you what the papers look like. They're very, gender neutral, good for any age, good for any season, and just lots of really fun patterns. So we've got all of these different black and white patterns. We've got the stars, we've got these thick stripes, we have the diamonds, we have these zigzags, we have polka dots, and then we've got some other varying widths of stripes. And then on the other side, we have the same patterns, but these are black and gray. Okay, so we've again got the same kinds of patterns. This one here is not black and gray. This is still black and white, but it's like the negative of the other image. So there's more black than white here. And we've got these diamonds and the stripes and the stars. Okay, so lots of different possibilities here with this paper. So that is the designer series paper we're going to be using. And as I mentioned earlier, you can get 4 of those mini pocket envelopes out of one piece of 12 by 12 paper, which is fabulous. I love when your products can go a long way. So I'm going to start by grabbing. Okay, full disclosure, I broke my cut and emboss machine. I think I did the wrong sandwich. So you'll see my old junky Big Shot, which is our previous version. So I am in the process of getting it replaced. Our customer service is second to none. And so I called Stampin' Up! And told them, and I had a good warranty on it. I think it has a 3-year warranty. And so they are sending me a new one. But in the meantime, you will see my old machine, which is still working. It's still doing its job, just not, it doesn't fold up the way the other one does. So these are the mini pocket envelope dies. There are 10 dies in total. You have the main pocket envelope here, and then you've got all sorts of other little dies that you can use to accessorize your little mini pocket envelopes. So I'm going to take this die and I'm going to just set it down onto my piece of designer series paper here. And I'm going to run that through to cut it out. And so that is going to cut out what we need. Okay. And I don't know if you could see this, but it also it also scores. I think you can see it right there. There's a line here, and then there's a line here and a line here. So it already cuts and scores, so you know exactly where you need to fold. Now, before I put my Big Shot away, I'm going to do my other die cutting. So I have some pieces of scrap here. I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to use my white here. So I'm going to do one label. This is from the Mini Pocket Envelopes dies. And then I'm going to do another little banner. This is from the Scary Silhouettes dies, okay? So I'm just going to cut these little banners here. Let's go that way so we can conserve some, some paper. Okay, so I am just going to run this through, and then I have everything that I need to start putting my little envelope treat package together. Okay, you're not even going to believe how easy this is to make. I think I might have said that a couple of times, which you can tell I'm pretty passionate about how easy these are. I find, especially when it comes to making Halloween treats, if you're doing them for your kids' class or your grandkids' class or your neighbors or that kind of thing, you don't want to be spending too much time on each little project. So this is where I find being able to have simple ideas that you can then use to mass produce is going to make things so much faster and easier. And it's just not going to feel, you know, so tedious to be able to do that. Good morning, Janice from Waterford. Good morning, Barbara. Thank you for confirming. So this stamp here is from the Scary Cute set. It's just a little crescent moon, and I'm just stamping off, meaning removing some of the ink, and I'm just going to stamp onto my little white label there. And then I'm going to actually, before I do that, no, I'm going to do this after. And then I'm going to take my sentiment, which is going to say, trick or treat, you're so sweet. And I'm going to use my black ink, and I'm going to stamp right onto that white label. Okay, so just adding a little pop of color there. And so we've got our sentiment done. We've got this piece here that's going to go behind the sentiment. And let's now assemble our little envelope. Okay, so I'm going to fold this on the score lines. Okay, so it's not a deep score line, like it's not so deep that it'll cut through your paper, but it's deep enough that you can see. Oops, well, I didn't mean to do that, but okay. We have like a little crushed curry streak. I left this open and I thought I'm going to regret that. And sure enough, I do. But that's okay. We are going to just go with it. It's, you know, handmade, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my blending brush. Okay. And actually, let's put this together. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Betty. Thank you for joining me, my friends. It always feels like I'm having coffee with friends on Sunday mornings. My whole family is out, which is really good. It's very quiet here. Let me do this. Okay, so I've just put a little bit of liquid glue. You can use your seal adhesive, or you can use, we have something called tear tape, which is very, very sticky. I'm sorry. So yeah, you can use our tear and tape for this. I am going to just add a little bit of color. So I'm using crushed curry, and I'm going to take my blending brush, and I'm just going to add some color to the black and white. You could do any color you want. I'm going to use crushed curry. I think yellow and purple look so good together. It's like the LA Lakers. I don't know if there's any basketball fans out there. Okay, so next we are going to take some of this metallic mesh ribbon. This used to be in our, I think maybe it was our last year's holiday catalog. It made a comeback. It's very popular, especially for Halloween and Christmas projects. So this is, and it's very easy to work with. So I am going to just take a little bit of my adhesive here, and I'm just going to put a line right here, just so that this can adhere to that. And I'm putting it on this angle here because, you know, I messed up with the crushed curry. So that's just going to hide it a little bit. I'm not too fussed about it. And then we're just going to take this and stick it onto this other label. This is just to add a little pop of color. And then we're going to take our dimensionals. Okay. Now, I realize that if for those of you that are watching that are kind of new to paper crafting or have never done it before, this may look like I'm going fast. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions and you're like, wait, how did you stick that together? How did you do that thing? So just please reach out because I understand that for someone who is very new to this, it may feel like I'm going a bit fast. So that is the treat package number 1. So tiny indeed. And like I said, you could put a gift card in here. You could put one of those small little Halloween chocolates. You could even put, like, I know we get like the Twizzlers that are in smaller packages. You could slide that into there. So many different possibilities. I can tell you maybe I can't. I was going to tell you the measurements, but I think my ruler's on the other side. And I think it probably says in the catalog. I'm going to guess. Actually, here, I do have a little ruler here. So the width of this is almost 2 3/4. Okay. And then the height is about 4 inches. Okay. So really, really cute, but lots of different possibilities for things that you can put in there. You could put like, bills, like $10, $20 bills. So you could also convert this to like a little birthday treat package and slide it into the card. Really lots of different possibilities with this. Okay. So the next thing we're going to make is this craft gift box. Okay. And I showed you earlier where that was in our annual catalog. And I'm actually going to show you how easy it is to assemble. So yesterday evening, my husband was out for dinner with some friends. I had taken the kids out for dinner. And then when we got home, everyone was off doing their own thing. And I was assembling these because our stamp camp, one of our pillow gifts is going to be in here. So I decided to watch a show on Netflix. I'm watching this show called Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and it's a Korean show, but it has English subtitles, and it's about an attorney that has autism, and it is so endearing. I cry almost every episode. I love the woman that plays Attorney Woo, who has autism. She's just like such a good actress, and it's such a feel good. I think I find it to be a very empowering show and just really kind of creates a lot of awareness about people who live with autism and some of the things that they might experience, but also the possibilities that are available to them. So I love the show. So I was binge watching that and assembling these treat boxes. So what I've done is I've folded on all the score lines, and you can see that there are 6 little white squares, and these are basically just going to be peeled off to reveal the adhesive. So it's self-adhesive. You don't need to use any glue. And I'm just starting to put these tabs inside the flaps. They're very, very easy to make. And honestly, each one takes less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes, sorry. And because I was watching TV, I was doing them a little slowly, but it was just so effortless and easy to do. And I had a big stack of them on my coffee table when I was done. So, spoiler alert for those of you that are attending stamp camp, you're going to get one of these. So I am just peeling off the backings, and this is going to be the lid. It's got this really nice ornate window, so you can show whatever it is that's in there. Okay, and so then you just hold that down, and you've got your box ready to go. Okay. So really easy peasy, lemon squeezy, so effortless. And so if you are like even a beginner crafter, honestly, like anyone can be successful with putting these together. Good morning, Beth. Nice to see you making pizza sauce. Okay. And Beth is on a tea break. Okay, so are we ready to decorate this thing? Let's do our die cutting first. I'm going to show you one of my favorite dies from the Scary Silhouettes dies. Okay, this is this really cool frame, and you can create this really spooky kind of background. So we're going to actually run this through twice, because one is going to be the background, and I'm using Parakeet Party. I love using lime green on Halloween projects. I love lime green and purple. So we're going to bring back in my trusty old Big Shot. And I'm going to first start by using black cardstock. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to create some space in front of me. And I'm going to use both of these dies, okay? So the detailed one, and then the outer edge is going to create the outer edge. I don't know how to explain that. So just do as I do, not as I say. Don't, I might confuse you with what I just said. You're going to use both of those dies. Good morning, Kathy. All right, so you're going to use both of those dies. Okay. And I'm just going to set this aside for now, and I'm going to do my Parakeet Party, which if you have been stamping for a while, you'll remember Lemon Lime Twist. That was a very popular color, and this is very close to that one. So we were super happy when this came back. It's a fun, bright green. And I really love like non-traditional cards for everything. So for even my holiday cards, I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago where I used Parakeet Party on a Christmas card. And I loved how it turned out. I did the Parakeet Party with some black and white gingham paper. Okay, so this is where we are going to stamp our image. And then, oh, I was supposed to die cut one more thing. I'm just going to gently pull this out. Okay, and then it's going to create this detailed overlay, which I'm not going to stick down yet. I do need to die cut one more thing. Okay, let's move that aside. And let's bring back in our cut and emboss. Sorry. So going to put that there. And then I'm just using that same scrap piece and this little banner and running that through. Okay. And now we are done all the die cutting. If you are mass producing these, like if you were making, you know, a bunch at a time, do the same step repeatedly. Okay. So don't create one project fully and then move on to the next one. If you repeat the same step over and over again, it's going to save you a lot of time. Okay, let's move on to our stamping. So I am using the stamp here that has the three little kiddos dressed up for Halloween. I just thought that was adorable. And I'm going to use my black. I think that might be the last time. I think I'm going to be done soon. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to ink it up. I'm using Stays On ink, which is just a little bit more of an intense black. But if you don't have this, you can still use the Memento. I just find that I want a more intense black. And if you have a stamp positioning tool, you could use our regular Memento and just kind of repeat the stamping so that you're not, having to use that ink. And then I'm going to use the sentiment that says say boo and scary on. Sort of like that keep calm and craft on. This is say boo and scary on. So I'm just going to stamp this onto this little label here. Okay. And put that aside. And then let's start to put our box together. Okay. So I'm using one strip of the black and white designer series paper. So I'm using, it's 12 inches long by 2 inches wide. And I'm going to put that I'm going to start it at the back. And then I'm just going to bring it so that the seam is going to be at the front because it's going to get covered by my little die cuts anyway. Now I like to be efficient with my crafting. So you don't need to score this. Just use your fingers to just pinch the corners around the edges there. Okay. And then we're going to just add a little bit of adhesive onto this side here. And I would suggest don't stick it down too tight. Like you don't want that band to be too tight. You want it to still have some movement because then when you want to take off the belly band to put in your treats, or even for the person who's receiving it, they may want to be able to reuse that again. So don't put it too tight where you'd have to tear it off. Okay. So now we're going to take this little frame, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue here a little bit on the edges, and just little dots here so they're not sticking up. I just think this is just too cute. So cute. And then they have other dies in the Scary Silhouettes dies that are like, there's a cat, there are bats, there's a moon, there's like a haunted house. You can see them here. So you can have a lot of fun playing with the different dies in here to create some fun scenes. Okay, so we are almost done with this. I'm going to take some of this mesh, what's it called again? Metallic mesh ribbon. And just put a strip here. And we want it on a little bit of an angle. You can kind of bunch it up a little bit here. So like I said, so easy to work with. You could use bows, like you could create bows with this. It's just so simple and quick and easy to work with. Not too fussy. It just kind of adds this really fun glitter, like that, just that sparkle. Now, when you're putting your dimensionals down, if you want to pop this up, put your dimensionals onto the actual paper rather than onto here, because if you put them too high, they're going to end up sticking to your actual box, and then you will have trouble sliding that belly band on and off. Okay, so a little hack for you there. And voila, that's done. And then I'm going to add my sentiment, and I want it to go a little higher up so that I'm not covering the little characters. When you're putting if you're using dimensionals, you're only going to put a dimensional on the right side of the label here, because you don't want it to be kind of, if you put another dimensional, it's going to be, what's the word? Lopsided. So you can put a little bit of adhesive so that the left side of the label sticks down flat. And did I peel that off? Yeah. And then that is going to go right there. And let me talk about all the different things that I have used this for. So these boxes, like I in the past have done Halloween treats that had little mini Hershey, Reese peanut butter cups. I gave that to my husband because he loves those. So I filled it and then decorated it. We've done large dairy milk chocolate bars. Any large chocolate bars can fit in here. Like I said, you can put fuzzy socks. You could, if you're not doing for Halloween, you could wrap jewelry. Like there's so many different possibilities for these box. Yes, Shirley says the ribbon is like a spider web. Yeah, it's very, very good for Halloween. It does look like a web. I've seen people do all sorts of fun things with it, and you can even color it. So if you wanted to, you could take your Stampin' Blends, or you could use a blending brush, and you could add some color to this just to have it coordinate with your project. Good morning, Emma. Actually, it's not morning for you, but hello, Emma. All right, so those are the projects. Really simple and easy. I just took some paper shred that I had gotten from a gift that I had received from Stampin' Up! A while back, and I added that to this, and I will eventually buy some treats, and then I will probably eat said treats. Well, of course, if I'm giving it to someone, I won't eat them, but this is just how we roll in our household. So these are the two little mini pocket envelopes. And yes, Janice, you can fit cards. No worries, Linda. I'm almost done here, but have a really good day. Yes, Janice, sorry, you reminded me. You can put cards in here. So if you wanted to gift a bunch of cards and envelopes to somebody, these fit our cards really beautifully. So keep populating the chat with ideas of what we could put in these little treat packages. I want to thank you all for joining me. As I mentioned, if you would like to purchase any of these products, you can do so in my online store. I will pop up the banner real quick. And while you click on this banner, you'll see an option to join my mailing list. I would highly encourage you to do that. I like to share some free inspiration and also information about our promotions and upcoming events. So make sure that you go there. And if you have any questions about the products or would like help with ordering, please let me know. And lastly, if your order is getting anywhere near $100, please talk to me about the starter kit opportunity. I never in my wildest dreams imagined that I would be running a business sharing paper crafting with others, but it has been one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. I love what I do, and I would love for you to join my team. And I would be happy to coach you along in that as well. So I hope you all have a fabulous day, and please share this video with friends that you think might enjoy seeing the paper crafting ideas. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.